Hello everybody. So firstly, if you're not following me on Twitter, please follow me on Twitter right up here. I don't know what you call that, the @ symbol, Jebram. So at Jebram, and I revealed on the 20th of November. So this ended on the 30th. So I gave people like 10 days, but basically I revealed the meta I was using at the time, and then a week later I ended up revealing the new meta, at least the general small high level. I'm going to go into the details later on in this video, but in this just where to train at what level. So I ended up revealing that, and the main reason I ended up going about doing kind of just being open about it is I want this win to be about head to head, me winning, beating everybody else. Just a skill, not me having some secret level of knowledge. So I'm gonna end up revealing everything to you guys, what I did, etc. Because there's no, I don't want to, or even what you should do even beyond. Because I made mistakes as well. There's improvements that can be made. So I already recorded the video. This is just a quick kind of I don't know what you call it, prequel. Yeah, it's just a prequel to that. But yeah, good luck. Watch. It's a bit long, but yeah, I hope you enjoy. So King Sale's over. I've got the 4 of the top 5 slots. I did 18 accounts. My last one getting first place here. So this ended up being something that used multiple methods along the way, multiple different metas, and ended up kind of constantly improving as I went along during the month, and I had to keep redoing these accounts to basically get better scores to defend my position. So even though all month I was at number 1, just the fact that there was this potential competition with all these other people, like Mohammer here had 58 accounts he did, and this is the only account he actually finished on. So like I knew these accounts were being done, and I knew the competition was getting awfully close to pretty much this account. When I first started, I knew they were getting awfully close to this account. Between Mohammer and Delete, these two were the two people I was mainly concerned with, and so I mean they both ended up passing it, and so I ended up doing these two accounts. This one I was hoping to pass this, but didn't end up happening. So Delete ended up beating King Jebram by a little bit. So that's, I mean, kudos to him. I mean that's definitely pretty good to get in the top 5 here. So I mentioned this in my last video that I was worried about him. So he ended up coming in and pulling through. He got 3rd, but that's good. And so what I wanted to kind of talk about in this video, what I did and what I've learned from this and share it with everybody, as well as what I would do next if I actually were to do it all over again. Because every single time I've done this, every single time I've done these new accounts, I keep learning new things, keep figuring out new things. I was like, oh, I could have saved 3 minutes if I did this, and then if I did that and this. And so that's why I also kept having to do new accounts just to take advantage of all this extra time I could have saved. And even right up to the end, I was still coming up with new stuff. Oh, I could have done this, and saved all this extra time. So this 13.393, I mean, that could have been even higher. I mean, could have been maybe 13.45 mil or something. So I mean, there's all this time I could always keep saving. So I want to share that with you. But first, I want to talk about kind of where I kind of came with this journey. So I started out with the month, pretty much thinking Brimhaven. That was in my head for the very beginning. Brimhaven. Can I do it all the way to 99? Can I just do it like part of the way, or what should I do? How much Brimhaven should I do? And so that was my focus. I did a lot of testing. I did testing at the agility pyramid as well. That was a big thing also to test. And I ended up actually doing for my first passive account. So I did like each passive. I did like accounts in a batch. So I'd do like multiple accounts at once, and then I would like five accounts or 7 accounts or something, and then the ones I had the best ones on, I'll then proceed on like the best 2 or something of that batch. And so I did mostly Brimhaven, but I also did a couple of accounts at the agility pyramid. And so for that first batch, my actual best time was actually on an agility pyramid one, not the Brimhaven one. So I did Brimhaven of 50, or 51, because at the time I was actually handing in tickets like 20 at a time, and I kept going over 50. It wasn't getting 51 exact. I mean, I was getting 51. I wasn't getting exactly 50, so that was bothering me. But the agility pyramid ended up being that first time I did it, ended up getting better times than all of them, not by much, like a couple of minutes. But then, so that was actually Jibram the second, the one with the two eyes there, and that's sitting at level 90 right now. Problem is, when I was doing Jibram the fourth, Jebram the second may have had a 2-minute lead on him, but then he fell behind with all the bad RNG between Sears and Ponivnich. Basically, those were the key ones. He lost 5 minutes on that versus the other count. So he started out 2 minutes ahead, ended up 3 minutes behind. So ended up proceeding on Jebram the fourth. This was my first rank 1. And yeah, and then so this was the Brimhaven one, and then there was some inefficiencies in how I was doing this. Like I went to Ardoin, get cakes, then I went to Brimhaven, then I used up all my cakes, and then I needed more food, so I went back to Ardoin and got more cakes, and then I went back to Brimhaven, I finished up Brimhaven, and that's not exactly the most efficient way to do it. I mean, you can bank it while you're already in Ardoin. Little things like that. So I ended up saving more time and ended up doing these two accounts with like kind of banking in between, like handing in 10 tickets and then bank and come back. And another problem is I was repeating. So I guess I haven't explained what I did at Brimhaven. Yeah, I should probably explain that. So normally I would go to Brimhaven, all of my accounts, every single account I did. Never went to Gnome Course. I went to Brimhaven, all of them, from level 1. So I would go to Brimhaven, and I would repeat the low wall until level 20. And then I would go to the floor spikes right next to it, and I would repeat the floor spikes. Now, on the earlier attempts I did this, like this account, I repeated the floor spikes throughout pretty much all the 20s. I didn't really start chasing tickets until the 30s. And then on these accounts, I actually started chasing tickets a little bit earlier and handing in the tickets as soon as I can get like into the 40s, like that first batch of 10. I later learned I could actually hand them in individually and get there faster. So, I mean, I kept improving, finding little ways I can improve. My next step to improve was actually just to see if I can get a full inventory, just one inventory of cakes, and see if I can get that all the way to 52. When you start chasing tickets sooner and you're not repeating the obstacles as much earlier on, you get to not run out of food as early because you're not using up as much food. Now, one of the key differences here that helped me succeed at Brimhaven when everybody else failed is I would hop worlds whenever a ticket. So say a ticket is not near me, I would then hop worlds and get a ticket, an arrow that was right next to me instead. So just keep quick hopping until there's one arrow next to me. And the advantage of this is, since you know you're not going to make it, instead of wasting time chasing it and knowing you're not going to make it, just hop, get the arrow so you can get green as soon as possible, and just repeat while you're waiting. And during that time, instead of chasing, you're not wasting 2 minutes. You waste 1 minute, but you minimize on your losses. Other people were trying to, like this Mohammer guy kept trying to do. He did 58 accounts because what he was trying to do was always get every single ticket, not missing a single one, and that's just not going to happen. I always miss at least 2 on my attempts. And then he would also often go to the center and camp in the center instead of repeating floor spikes or pressure pads because he just wanted to avoid missing those tickets. So that was his biggest priority. So of these accounts, so all of the ones that did Brimhaven, you have this one, and this one. These 3 did Brimhaven, as well as Mohammer did Brimhaven. Now, these 2 up here, in fact, these 2 won with Tourist Trap. So I knew this from early on that doing Tourist Trap was probably the best chance people had of beating me, and as opposed to going a head-to-head with my Brimhaven, just because I'm so good at Brimhaven. The other alternative they could have done is the Agility Pyramid. And the reason I didn't continue doing the Agility Pyramid is because I did a second account. The second account fell a whole bunch. And I ended up having terrible results. Ran out of food twice. It was just a nightmare. So the RNG at it ends up being that Pyramid could be better at certain circumstances than Brimhaven. If you have bad RNG at Brimhaven and good RNG at Pyramid, sure. But I had more inefficiencies at the Brimhaven. I was able to speed up the Brimhaven much more than was available at the Agility Pyramid, and in the end, it just came out to be that whether you had good RNG, bad RNG, whatever, Brimhaven was still going to be better. But going to the Tourist Trap one, Tourist Trap ended up being faster than even Brimhaven. So, I mean, I knew it was going to be there. Nobody was doing it yet. But then I was talking about it with Lee, and I mean, he was going to get around to it eventually, and I mentioned, I mean, this is really the best way anyone's going to come and beat me. I mean, I was talking with Lee and Mohammer about strategies all month, so, I mean, I'm trading this advice and that advice. I mean, I'm helping him along, because I want the competition. So, I mean, I was even trying to do that with Nosy until he... not even gonna go in there. Not even gonna go in that drama. But yeah, of the people who ended up doing the Tourist Trap, you have this one of the accounts. This one, delete. And then you had Horse Lord, who cheated because he used an alt to basically mostly kill that mercenary captain at the very beginning of the quest. So, and then he would put his other account behind it to safe spot it, and then mage it for the final hit with the initial runes you begin with at the start. So. Yeah, that's not really, so he cheated. I would have made a big fuss about it and reported Jagex and all that, but, he's not top 5, so. Whitey here, I believe, also did, I'm gonna quickly load it, I believe he did. He did Tourist Trap as well. Nosy, I don't know what noob stuff he did, but yeah. And then Serp did second, and Serpent Tax also did Tourist Trap. So, the key thing to see from this is, of the people that did Brimhaven, I ended up beating anyone that did Brimhaven, or anywhere else. And then of the people that did Tourist Trap, I also ended up beating all of those, within those, kind of that head-to-head competition type of thing. So, and then, like I said with the Agility Pyramid, I think a couple of people might have done the Agility Pyramid. I'm not sure. But delete, so Tourist Trap gets you from 1 to 49. So that gives you a big advantage over the tree quest. What's it called? The Grand Tree. So that you got to train all the way up to 25, something like that. Agility at Gnome, and that's a big time loss. So this one, delete and I can get it done in about half an hour. I mean, we both did a little bit longer than half, like 31, 32 minutes. But we've passed around ideas since then, and we can both get it done in half an hour, I'm pretty sure, at this point. And so that, I mean, to have 49 agility in half an hour is pretty big. I mean, it was taking me, I think King Jebrum here, these two accounts, both did it in about 45 minutes to get 50. So having 49 and 30 is, I mean, that's not quite 50, but that's big thing. And then you have to go and get food, and then you got to train from 49 to 52. So this is one thing that he lost himself on compared to me, is that he went and did Karamha to sorry, why I'm saying Karamha. Yeah, he got a little food from Karamha, and then he actually smith in Karamha for the quest. So like he went all the way to get the 20 smithing, he went all the way to the island, and he did it way over there. I just did mine in Varrock, but he went all the way west, past Brimhaven, then south, and so he did that there. But then afterwards, he did 49 to 52 at the Agility Pyramid, which is going to be slightly slower, unless you have energy potions, but no energy potions. So right now, it's just going to be slower than just doing Brimhaven from 49 to 52, which is what I did. And Mohammer, I should note, did 1 to 52, skipping out the Falador portion, compared to these accounts, which just did 1 to 50 and then 50 to 52 at Falador. So, I mean, I've ultimately, at the end of all this, if you guys are still following along, there's been a lot of improvements, and then me and delete, once it's all over, we completely shared exact mages because along the way, like during the month, we were doing like little bits. Okay, I'll give you a hint of this part and this little bit, and then he gives me a little something in return, and so now it's all over. Now we just kind of shared our metas together, and I've basically got, I think, what is probably good. I mean, I haven't tested it. I haven't done an actual full run, but I wrote it all out. I mean, by the end of this, I was just doing everything by memory because I had done things so many times. But at the end of this, I've got something written out, and I'm going to share it with you guys right here. And we're going to kind of walk through it. So at the very beginning is fashion. If you don't want to do this, you don't need to. This is just what I do to quickly look good. So basically, this just changes the head to not bald. Basically, the head style, and then torso is. I think this changes it to black. This one changes the legs to black. There's two legs because there's one that changes the shape of the legs, and then another that actually changes the color of the legs, and both of them happen to be two right, and so that's, yeah. So this ends up doing the flares because I hate skinny jeans. Sorry, I'm coughing. And then hands are just getting rid of those little bands. I'm going to pause this one. Alright, and then you run south to Lumbridge spawn, so you talk to Skippy. I mean, I'm not mentioning that, but I mean, everybody should know you talk to Skippy. You run south to the Lumbridge spawn to the graveyard. While you're going down there, you turn on ship drop. If you can, in that time, drop a few heavy items, but then you're going to be right there at count check. And then you teleport to Stronghold for your count check. You get 5k GP. 2k is not going to be enough. 10k is more than you need. So you do 2 floors. You drop everything but food, and you keep the food, and you keep the runes. You drop the body runes. Oh, I forgot to add that in here. Okay, one moment. Okay, so I just quickly made an edit here. Whilst getting 5k GP, drop everything but food and runes, handling settings and getting some mage XP on monsters whilst moving. On the way. Yeah, I don't know. Whilst moving. So basically, this is another thing that wrong person. The elite did that I didn't do. So he got some little magic level, a few magic levels on the early runes, so that he can go and when he goes to the captain, actually have enough levels to start doing more damage earlier along the way. That's basically the rationale behind that. So that was actually a good thing that I didn't end up doing. It's very small bonus, but yeah. So you get it while you're moving. Also, you set up the UI to teleport the clan wars. So that's what you do here. And so you teleport clan wars after you get to 5k. It's just basically one space bar to get to 5k, and you don't have to do any of the other chat messages. And then you teleport clan wars. You go through the white portal. You exit the white portal. Now you have 100% energy and full health too. And then you run to Shantay Pass. You go there. You buy a feather pack. So that'll give you 100. You buy a knife. It's not a knife. Knife is not there. It is a hammer. See, it's actually good for me to walk through this with you guys, because then I'm noticing my errors. And this basically just do what's fastest. I mean, I'm just buying 10. It's not going to be worthwhile to buy 5, 1, 1, 1, 1 or something. You're gonna have enough. You're gonna have enough money for the rest of it. So you just buy 40 if you need to. But yeah, you quick hop. There's 10 per thing. Maybe somebody took some. I don't know. But yeah, you quick hop and bank. You should only need to bank twice, I think. Yeah, and then you leave an inventory full with bars. You home teleport. You grab the knife from the kitchen, and you talk to Skippy to go to Varrock. And you smith at the anvil to the east. So there's an anvil on the way to the east bank, on the north side, and you want to use that. And you want to do 5 bronze daggers. That'll get you to level 6. Then you do 3 bronze arrowheads, and then you're gonna do the rest with warhammers. You're gonna need these arrowheads for the 10 fletching. And then you do, you go to the bank to the east. Drop the bronze daggers and the warhammers along the way. You withdraw more bronze bars, and this should be your last load of bronze bars. And if you have enough, you should have enough inventory space at this point. If you have to do 2 trips, it's you're wasting inventory space. Making sure that you want to leave 1 bar in the bank for the quest, and then on the second trip, instead of going back to the same one you were in, there's actually another anvil just south of the bank. So you're going to have to head in south anyways for Aubrey and the logs. Just head south to that anvil, which is along the way. So you go southwest of the bank. You do warhammers to the rest, all the way to the rest to level 20. Then you run to the building to the south. There's going to be 2 logs in that building. Drop the warhammers as you go. Pick up 2 logs, quick hop, pick up 1 log, and then head east to Aubrey. You might need to shut the door behind you if the muggers after you, so just be careful with that. So you go to Aubrey, you buy 40 mine runes, depending on how many mines you have left over from the other thing, but it should still, I mean, I've always used like about 40 when I do the quest. Obviously I haven't tested it with this other change, but usually I would try to get like 45, 50 just to try to be safe, just in case. But so I'm going to have a few more magic levels, that means less wind strikes, so 40 should be good at this point. 10 earth runes, 10 water runes, just so that you're not doing more airstrikes than you need to, and then a fire rune pack, and an air rune pack, and that'll just have all your casts that you need. Don't bother going slow with the by 10 by 10 by 10 or whatever. And then you teleport to Clan Wars and grab energy, and I would imagine you're wise enough to open the packs. Do I have to explicitly say you open the packs? I don't know. But yeah, you go there, you grab energy, basically white portal in and out again. Then you run to Shantay Pass, and so in your inventory right now you should have 3 logs, 100 feathers, which also came in a pack. You want to open that pack, and you should have 45 bronze arrowheads. So along the way, just fletch those 45 bronze arrows now to get you level 10. What I ended up doing before was doing basically 4 logs, and then I ended up having and then 4 of everything, basically 60 of 60 arrows, and then it got level 12, and that's too much. You only need 45. So just do 3, and then here you go. Buy a Shantay Pass from Shantay. Let's see, you need desert robes, and you only need 1 water skin for. I mean, that's all you need, just 1. You'll do the quest fast enough. Enter desert by right-clicking the guard. It's actually faster than just clicking on the arch. Start the quest with Irene. You run to the desert to the camp entrance, basically southwest. You talk to I guess yeah, there we go. So you safe spot behind a mercenary. So you talk to him, a mercenary. You have to wait for the mercenary guard captain to like walk right next to you and stuff like. It's very careful because you gotta stay within 1 of the mercenary here. But you do that. You walk around him. Don't go through him, and you can safe spot the mercenary captain that way. And you kill the mercenary captain. You go inside. No, I should probably say enter. Enter camp. Head east to the male slave and get the slave robe. So there's a bunch of chat things. Just follow the quick guide and it'll say which chat options to go through. And so you get the slave robes from him. And then you enter the cave to the north. You travel along the tunnel, and about halfway through, you will log out, and you'll wait for the minigame teleport to reset. This will be for this. Actually, you know, I had changed the yeah, I actually had a log out here to wait until see, I had refined all this recently, and I deleted a log out here because it wasn't necessary at the time, but now there's 2 Clan Wars teleports too close to each other. This is not going to be 20 minutes, so I actually have to add in another log out. Actually, we are quick hopping here, so how about here? Pick up 2 logs, 12, log out, and wait until minigame. uh, yeah, teleport timer resets, yeah. And then, yeah, that should be good enough. So, I'll have to redo these numbers. So one moment, let me fix the numbers here. Okay, so I fixed these numbers. So the main reason you need to log out before you get to the point where you actually have to teleport is so that you have enough time to set up the UI, because you need like 3 seconds or something, or 2 seconds to, you gotta click on the thing, and then you gotta open up the drop down menu, and then you gotta select the option. So you need a little time to do that, and if you do it, if you log out right when you need it, then you don't have enough time to set that all up. So log out here, then you run to Aubrey, and then you then you do the teleport. Now you're gonna have to do the same thing down here when we were. So this plan was here. Talk to a guard at the end of teleport plan was. Well, you gotta log out before you get there. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to teleport immediately. So you go through the tunnel, you talk to the guard at the end, he wants a pineapple thing. There's going to be an annoying little rowdy slave who's going to be trying to attack you. You can either trap him behind the block of rock over there, or if you don't happen to manage to succeed with that, try to get a guard, wait for a guard to get away from the wall. And then you can just kind of, just like you save spotted the mercenary captain in the beginning, you can also save spot the rowdy slave. Option number 3 is you can just kill him. You might have some runes left over, you might just be able to kill him, although that'll be slower. But I mean, it just kind of comes down to where the guards are at, because it could be fast if the guards are just stuck against the wall and there's nothing you do. You can't save spot if they're stuck against the wall. So, I mean, he doesn't have that much health. And so you talk to them, you teleport to Clan Wars, you get more energy, you head back to Shantay Pass, and you bypass again. And while you're over there, quickly get the bronze bar out of the bank, and deposit 90 tons of GP. So you need this to finish it after you die at the Wilderness Course. You're going to want to get that back. You need the bronze bar for the quests. And technically you could have done this at a different, when you were banking up here, and just carried the bronze bar around with you, but then that bronze bar is weighing you down. So I mean, I don't know exactly the math of that, but I figure saving that weight a little bit might be better, so just keep it in the bank until you need it. I don't know. That's my rationale for that. Take magic carpet to Better Bin Camp. So that's the main reason you did all this, is so that you don't have to head west back to the Better Bin Camp. Basically having to exit the tunnel, walking the entire time, which is a bit slow. And then you talk to Al-Shabim, and then you run east back to the mining camp, since you have a whole bunch of run energy at this point. You can just run. You head upstairs, you check the bookcase, that'll tell you, okay, he likes sailing. You talk to him about his sailing stuff, he gets distracted, you get the technical plans from the chest, you head back downstairs. Now what I was doing before was I was just then going to the table, getting the key, and then leaving through the cell, and then go through the window. The lead says, oh no, you can just take off the slave robes and actually leave to the front gate. Because I tried leaving to the front gate before with the slave robes, and I got tossed in jail. I was like, well, what the heck? So this is actually faster apparently. You just take off the slave robes, and then you exit to the front gate, and then you re-equip them once outside. And then, so you go back west to the Better Bin Camp, you talk to Al-Shabim again, you enter the tent to the north, you use the bronze bar on the anvil until successful, you leave the tent, you walk south to him again, you want to fletch the dart along the way. I think you can do it while moving. I always just did it in the tent, another inefficiency that I could have improved upon, but I think you can do it while moving. So, and then you go back east to the mining camp with the pineapple. Drop the darts, because you get the pineapple from him once you talk to him, and then you're in the camp again. You go to the end of the tunnel again. You give the guard the pineapple. You go in. You get the barrel. Basically, normal quest. I'm just rushing this at this point. You get the barrel by the cart. You get to the cart. You go northwest and you use the barrel on Anna. Don't even talk to her. Just that's a waste of time. Just use it on her. And then let's scroll this a bit. Okay. So then you head back. I mean, there's all the normal quest stuff. You put in on the winch, you exit the cave, you operate the winch, you find the barrel again, you load it into the wagon, you talk to the driver, you load yourself in, and now you're outside the camp. And then again, you want to log out until the minigame teleport resets, because I mean, it's every 20 minutes here. And then you head back to Irene near Shantay Pass. Just run there. Don't teleporting anything. You finish the quest. You use both rewards on agility. Remember, as you're running, you want to set up the clan wars teleport in the UI. You teleport the clan wars. You grab more energy. Alright, well this one's missing a log out. Teleport clan wars and log out for 20 minutes. Grab energy, teleport to Fight Pit, and head to Brimhaven. Drop items that you no longer need. Keep the knife, because you're going to need that to get into the wilderness course. So, yeah, and then we've got, this one was another inefficiency that I decided I can improve on. I haven't actually gotten to test this, but I would always go to RD and get cakes. Cakes are agility food, and they're great and all. They're probably still best if you're doing 1 to 50, or 1 to 52 if you're going to try 1 to 52. Absolutely. You want cakes, and you can go to the baker and you can buy cakes. He'll sell 3, and you quick hop, and they're great agility food. A lot of food per inventory slot, and they're very lightweight, so that's why they're best agility food, better than any of the other cheap options available. However, I'm only doing 3 levels. I'm only doing 49 to 52. I don't need that much food, and honestly, this food will need to survive all the way to the end, through wild and seers and all that. And now that you have 14 HP from doing this quest, you're going to actually be able to survive those even more with less food than you otherwise could have. So at this point, I decided it would actually be more efficient for me if I just went and I purchased food straight in Brimhaven than going to Artie and wasting a couple minutes in Artie. So I haven't actually tested this. I haven't done it yet, but I went in there, checked the prices, checked the weight on everything. I figure with roughly the amount of cash I have, I should be able to do 15 card and 11 herring. So this basically means you hop worlds enough. You're gonna have, that's gonna be 26. And I did like 11 because each of these are 5 and 5 in the store. I say 11 because you hop basically, you're doing it 3 times. You're gonna have you're gonna have 26 inventory slots available, because one slot is going to have your money and the other slot is going to have your knife, and that's all you should have. And use the card first when you go into Brimhaven and Agility Arena. You got to make sure you got 200 GP left at this point. You can't enter without that. But yeah, you go in there, you get enough tickets for 52, which should be about 6 tickets. I've got a little document here if I still have it up. Yeah, here we go. So I made this little document, and I said, before I get to that, I said use cod first because cod weighs more, and so you want to get rid of that higher weight food as fast as possible. That's basically the reason for that. So I say you need 6 tickets. So basically, if your goal is 40, which was often my goal, this is how much XP you need per, and how many tickets you need if you were handing them in individually. Batches if you handed in 10 at once. And so this is how much XP and tickets. So you basically, like, you watch your ticket count go up, and then you watch your XP count go up, and then once they both match on each side, then you know you can go in and hand them in. If your goal is 50, the same story. This is how much as your obstacle XP climbs, and then your ticket XP. Your tickets also climb wherever they meet in the middle, is also where you hand in. And 52, if 52 is your goal, this is also the same story. So around here is when I ended up usually getting to the point I need to hand in. On the one that actually won, on my number 1 up here, 18th Jebrum, up there, I actually ended up doing 7 tickets. So, I mean, these are all little things that could be improved upon. It just ends up having to do with like how my obstacle luck was. By the time I needed to get 6, and then by the time I actually was exiting the place, there's a ticket right there at the exit, so I grabbed that, and Yeah. So you can do. I can say this: you can do 49 to 52 without missing any tickets. Usually, you'll miss tickets below 40, and you might miss a ticket after 40 in the 40s. But below 40s, where you're gonna miss most of your tickets. So let's see. Arena. So you get 52 agility. You leave the arena. You hand in the tickets. But you're gonna log out before, because you want your minigame timer to reset again. So however much time you have remaining, just log out until then. You log back in. You handle your settings again. You get the clan war settings set up again to teleport. You hand in the tickets as you're running to that, and then you teleport the clan wars and you grab energy. You home teleport and you run to the edge of the lever. And after you cut the web, you want to drop the knife. I was trying to get count check to teleport me, like if I run the first time to just because I always have this extra energy left over after going into the Stronghold. So I was thinking, what if I just ran to the Stronghold, do the Stronghold, and then take advantage of that teleport later on when I don't actually have the energy to spare? That would be more efficient. The problem, and I ended up wasting like 1 or 2 accounts on this. I think at least 1 account. I don't know if I did 2. I think 1 account. Yeah, ended up wasting an account on this because it ended up being that he won't teleport you if you've been there before. So, ended up being a complete waste. So that was annoying. I wasted another count doing. I got 19 smithing. I had 1 bar I was 1 bar too short of getting 20 in my inventory. I didn't want to do a 3rd trip to the bank. So I thought, okay, maybe I'll see if the anvil during the quest could actually be used to smith the bar, so I can get that final 19 and 20 smithing. Nope. So I ended up wasting that account as well. Yeah. So, anyways, back to where we're at right here. Home teleport and run to Edgeville lever. You drop the knife out the web. You do wilderness until 60. I had tested in the main game at like 53, and was actually able to get like 43k an hour. But then when I actually went over my times in the King of the Skill, I just never had such results. Like I was looking at all my times and everything from 50 to 60, and then I did a run from 60 to 70. I was thinking maybe if I did 60 to 70 here, it would actually be better than going to Sears. Like if it was 43k an hour, it made sense. It would actually be better than doing Sears. It just didn't end up happening when I went and did a test count. Did 60 to 70, ended up taking longer, like 4 minutes longer than my worst case scenario of doing Sears. So I was like, well, that was crap. So I never did it again. But basically, I do wilderness to 60, and then you die on the dire wolves, so you get back to Lumbridge. At this point, you should have 3 fish in your inventory or less, I suppose. If what I often did, I haven't done fish in my inventory. It's always been cakes. But what I often did with the wilderness is I would drop as I'm leveling up and I'm getting closer to 60, I would start dropping extra food that I had. I figured, hey, this is weighing me down. I don't need it, and that way I would kind of get a little extra energy. Same concept with the fish. If you have too much fish on you, just start dropping it. Leave enough that you're gonna have enough that 3 at the end when you die, but try to kind of project it towards that. So now you're back in Lumbridge. More than 20 minutes has passed, so you don't even need to log out at this point to reset the minigame timer. So you just teleport straight to the fight pit. You grab GP from the bank along the way because you died, so you have no more GP in your inventory. So this is going to be 1925 GP. You had 25 already in the bank from the tutorial island, and you had 1900. Speaking of that, there's a little bug where you can actually, when you leave Tutorial Island, sometimes your inventory doesn't, and the 25 GP in the bank doesn't appear. It just disappears, and that happens if you click too fast. From what I've experienced, if you click too fast leaving Tutorial Island after talking to Skippy, it won't appear. So all you gotta do is like wait 1 tick before you try to run off. That's all. Just don't spam click during the black screen. is basically the advice. So Yeah, so you grab the GP from the bank because you're gonna need that extra 25 GP. So if you did spam click there, you needed to have deposited more than 1900. You needed like 1910, really. Yeah, 1910. Is the minimum you're gonna need. So you teleport to Fight Pit, you grab GP from bank, you take a charter from Musa Point to Catherby. So this is actually something I improved upon on my last two accounts, or last one, two, yeah, probably last two, because previously I was actually just taking the charter from Brimhaven, and then I was like, oh wait, there's a charter in Musa. Someone mentioned this to me, so I was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's smarter. Just because I kept going to Ardoin for the cakes and everything, I just kept going that way, so I was kind of used to that charter ship. Let's see, so you do that, you head to Sears Course, and pretty much like right before Sears is when you run out of energy. But you do this until level 70. So the key thing with both the Wild and Sears is you're going to be walking a lot at these courses. So at Wild, I would usually save up my run until the final bit with the skeletons. Anytime the skeletons, that's basically what I would save run for. And I would try to keep it around 8 to 10 spare, and then if I had any extra, I would kind of use it up as I need to. But all my running was done with holding down control. If I wanted to run, I would hold down control. So with Sears, I don't have to save up. But what you want to do is the entire time you're doing Sears, just from 60 to 70, you want to hold down control. Just hold it down the entire time. And that'll deal with all the parts when you're walking, and then suddenly you're running. Or where you were running, then you're walking at, and yeah, basically just always hold down control. And then once you're at 70, you teleport to Clan Wars, and you run to Shantay Pass. You skip the white portal this time. You don't need to get energy because Sears already put you at 100%. No, wait, I get this wrong. Okay, I modified this from the Wilderness one where you did Wild to, yeah. So I copied and pasted this, and this was from a previous version that said to do Wild until 70. So at that point you wouldn't have needed it, but this one you do need it. So you grab energy and run to Shantay Pass. Okay. Here you buy a pass, you take Magic Carpet to Plenive Niche, you get 80 at Plenive Niche, and then this is another thing that Delete helped me out on, is, so before, this time I was actually going, the Clan Wars, not Clan Wars, Fight Pits, and then taking a charter ship that way. That ends up actually being slower than if you just take the Magic Carpet back to Shantay Pass, and you exit prison, and then you take that, that charter ship, yeah, right here, charter ship to Calibi. Now the question is, I had timed the comparisons between these two. I had timed them when I was going to not Musa Point, but Brimhaven one. I think it's like 8 seconds difference between the two, so that's not that much. But this was like a 45-second difference when I was comparing that. So it was maybe, and then actually you gotta fail it a bit more. So maybe it's like maybe 30 to 35 seconds. I don't know, something like that. It's how much you save by using this approach as opposed to my original approach. So this is actually something I did on my last maybe 3 accounts or something, and then running Varrock via the log shortcut near Sinclair Mansion. Now this one is, I actually did not get this from Delete. I did not get this for myself. Like, this was not what I was doing at first. I ended up watching Bodhi stream for like 2 minutes, and I saw him happen to go through this shortcut on his way to the Slayer Cave. I was like, oh, I didn't know that was there. Okay, well, and then I ended up timing it, and that was another 15 seconds save. I'm like, oh, that was sweet. That's awesome. So yeah, so this one was another perk, and then here you get level 90 at Roleka, and then you finish that and you teleport to Fight Pit, technically just no S in that, and take Ardoin Boat, and then you finish at Ardoin and you're done. A word about lamps. I know 89 is probably the best point to use them on. I don't know. I haven't done all the math on the earlier levels, so I can't say for sure. Say like I would suspect that since the difference between Podivnich and Roleka is not that big, it's like 2k per hour, you should probably save it for Roleka at 89. But I would suspect possibly between, say, trying to get to 52 from like, if you need to get 52 and suddenly you got a lamp, well, use that at 51 or something. I think that would be good, and I would think using it at 60, 50, yeah, 15, yeah, 69. 69 would also be a good one, if you happen to have them. I don't know for sure though, because I have not done the math comparing that against 99. I've only compared it between 89 and 99, but I suspect those particular levels would be good just because they're big XP per hour improvement compared to the next one, next course. But I'm not entirely sure. I would have to do the math on those. So yeah, I think that's about it. This has ended up being 45 minutes of explaining meta for King of the Skill. And basically, if something ends up happening which is exactly like if the meta doesn't change at all significantly from now until the next time they do King of the Skill, because I suspect they're going to do King of the Skill again. Sorry if that French art drawing was missing. Just pull that up. So if they happen to do this again, the only chance of this really not being the best would be like Fossil Island is what's really kind of coming to mind. Fossil Island, they're thinking about doing like a Draken Castle agility course. So I mean, those two things could change it. If they boost up Werewolf course like I suggested they do, that could possibly change it. But again, you're only walking at that course, so I don't know how good that's going to be. So I mean, there's different things. I mean, I don't know what the underwater swim is going to be like at higher levels. And if they unlock all quests, that could change this a bit too, because now you have other options available. So, I mean, a lot of it's interesting. Like, I mean, being able to do Brimhaven, you can do a lot more Brimhaven on this if you actually have gloves. But there's just so many prerequisites that kind of slow it down. So if you have the gloves already, I mean, that could also be a big option. So maybe if you have the quests done automatically, that could help. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna, since this is done, I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna see if I can fit it into the description. If not, maybe I'll just put a link to it. But yeah, I'll add this, and I think I've got a long render ahead of me. So thank you guys for watching. My next video is going to be about a Brimhaven agility guide is what I think I'm going to aim for, because Fossil Island's coming out, so I think I need to get a guide out there, and I think you guys will like it. Might not be as professional as some of the other ones you're kind of used to, but yeah. Alright, thanks for watching.